friend.
There we go. Unfortunately, I know I had asked people to give me their opinions on what I should make a video about. I'm sorry, because this isn't going to be either of those, but I had a thought tonight and I wanted to kind of express it. I talked to a really cool guy tonight, met a new friend, and we had a really good conversation, and it kind of brought something to mind. If my whispering is people can't hear me, let me know about my videos, because people are sleeping, so I gotta kind of be quiet. But my friend, my best friend Adam, he died when he was, wow, it's been so long, I feel so bad. He was 15 or 16, just about to get his license. He had a condition called long QT, which is like an irregular heartbeat type of condition. And one night Adam was sick and he had a heart attack and he passed away. It was heartbreaking for many people, but it was strange because Adam used to say to us, like, I just want to be a normal kid. I just want to be a normal kid. And as a child, we were younger, we were teens, preteens. It's like we didn't have the mental capacity to really realize what he was saying, because to us he was our best friend. We didn't think of him as a disabled person or having any condition, because we didn't know the seriousness of his condition, so we just treated him like a normal guy. But I believe that to Adam, he knew that he had a condition, and I think it really bothered him. I mean, we didn't know, but he knew he was a ticking time bomb, so he expressed it, but we never knew what it meant by him saying, I just want to be normal. And it made me think about acceptance, and talk to a lot of, good friends on Facebook, and we have a lot of meetings, and we talk a lot about how the world outside of us is a reflection of what's inside of us. And that thing with Adam, that idea, really made me start to think of acceptance of ourselves and others around us. And with my spiritual path, and kind of following my dreams, and right now I don't have a paying job. I'm doing life coaching and art and stuff like that, and that's super fulfilling to me, and I love helping people and talking to people and working with people. But I seem to come to the idea that, like, people in my real life, not Facebook, are not very accepting of that and that lifestyle. And then it hit me that I haven't been accepting enough of others around me. And perhaps if life is a mirror image of my insides, then that's why I'm not being accepted. And to elaborate on that, a couple years ago I got saved, if you will, and I became a Christian. And unfortunately, I became a Bible-bashing, self-righteous Christian. And I did study a lot and I knew my stuff, but I let it really get to me. And I became self-righteous, and would tell people how to live, and would tell people they were shitty because they were smoking weed, or girls that were sexy, and then I realized how I was, and it kind of veered me to kind of study myself out of Christianity. And there's a saying that we did. I remembered in a meeting today. And it was, people think that when they change their ideas that they've gotten smarter, but really all they've done is rearrange their prejudices. And that is exactly what I did, because when I got out of Christianity, I became self-righteous, because now I was like, oh, now I know more than Christians, because I know all about all these different religions and Buddhism, and I have a bigger, grander view of God and sin, or the lack thereof, of extraterrestrials, of Egypt, of philosophy, of psychology, of social conditioning, of the world in general. And it really got to my head. Perhaps this is ego issue I have, from a vain thing I have from my childhood. And I went from being not accepting people to rearranging my prejudices to not accepting a different breed of people. Because once I got out of Christianity, I didn't accept religion. I was very mad at people who were Christians. I was very mad at the church. But also, I felt like I had this grander knowledge, so I wanted to go around and tell everybody. You see, the thing I didn't know back then was that truth, no, truth is subjective. It depends on the situation, and I don't think there's really one truth. But knowledge, any knowledge we can have within ourselves, anything we feel that is legitimate, only should be expressed when the other person wants to reciprocate. As I did when I was a Christian. When I got out of Christianity, I started just thinking that I had help people, and I would date girls, and I would say, hey, here's all this stuff you got to change. And I would tell my parents, here's all this stuff you got to change. And I was really met with a backlashing, because people don't want to be told what they need to change, right? And in my mind, I wasn't doing it to be mean. I was actually doing it because I thought I was helping, because I started to be able to see the conditions that people were suffering from. And I thought, well, if I tell them what the condition is, they'll be like, oh my God, I got it. Now I'll change my life. But that's not how things work. And just recently, I went through a pretty rough situation, and I can say that drama, some specific drama, can change your life, and I mean for the better, because I started to realize how I had been doing that, and I had been not accepting people as they are, but I accepted people as in how much they want to learn from me and what I can provide to them. And in turn, people started to not accept me. And through talking to a lot of bright spiritual folks in the Dreamwire, and Rebels for Consciousness, Chandra, and Josh and Kelly and Sarah, and all these great people, and from all this, just all these feedback I get on Facebook, because I only really am subscribed to like spiritual folks who are uplifting and positive, because that's what I want to be surrounded with. I've been just constantly getting that feedback. Well, it's an outside reflection of what's inside of you, and I always thought to myself, like, well, what the fuck did I do to deserve such a thing? I've always been nice to people. I'm a funny guy. I like people. What have I been doing to deserve such a backlashing from people around me, from my loved ones? And then it hit me. And it really hit me hard tonight. Oh, yeah, I'm nice in a way. I'm not a big jerk. I don't go around making fun of people. But I was never accepting. I was never accepting. My analytical brain used to be real fucking severe. And I would break down situations, and I would break down people's psyche fucking so quick, and just automatically reflect it back to them, which to me is one of my gifts. Is kind of like the empath thing, where you absorb energies. But the thing is, I didn't know how to ground it. I didn't know how to hold it in or to let it go. Instead, I just let it go to that person and showed them these different parts of them, and it was met with very upsetting emotions. And I started to see now, like, oh my gosh, there's a beauty in silence and listening to people and accepting them for who they are. Because I was talking to a new friend of mine tonight who's a lovely guy, and he said, Trevor, there's just something about being a shoulder to lean on. I thought to myself, geez, that's who I want to be, man. Like, that's who I want to be. I don't want to be that guy who's, when I'm approached by somebody who wants to talk or lean on, or even fucking hug me, man, I don't want to be the guy who's like, you're fucked up. I'm not that shoulder. I want to be that guy who's always there for anybody, no matter religion, race, sex, age. It doesn't matter. And I realized, like, to be accepting of others is huge, because think about what we are as humans. We're just a mass of conflicting impulses, as I think Spock from Star Trek would say. My dad taught me that. And we all have just millions of fucking ideas and thoughts, and some conflicts, some are emotional instabilities, some are stable thoughts going through our heads. So really, what is the truth? Every single person is a teacher and can teach you something, because everybody has a million different processes going around in the brain. And now, for me, it was like, if I could start looking at people like that, like everybody has something to teach me, and I could be nice to everybody no matter what they bring to the table. Wow, my life could really change, and everything could be much more beautiful. And the more I start to think about that, recently I've started to do this life coaching, and I've been getting really good results and really beautiful things people have been saying to me. Why? Because I opened up more to the fact that people are beautiful no matter what they've done and no matter what they're doing at the moment. Because we all have skeletons. We all have things we've done. We all have things we could change. And this is a never-ending process. You know what I mean? We'll never be perfect. And that's a key that I want to learn, and I want to let you guys know, is to be more accepting of others, man. Because prejudices and perception and misconception can fuck us up and place us in situations where we are bombarded with negative thoughts of other people around us, and unconditional love is something that I didn't see a lot in my life, as I spoke about in the last one, so I really never knew what it was to unconditionally love other people, and to accept them, and to really be a shoulder for people to say, I just want to talk to you. I don't always want to be taught by you. I don't always want you to tell me your philosophy, but I just want to talk about my problems and know that you're okay with that. And lately I've been okay with it, and I've been trying to reach out. And if I could actually reach out in this, if any of you guys are feeling a situation where you want to discuss something with somebody, don't take my self-righteous past talk to think that I was ever crazy about, or rude to people, because I've always had very eclectic friends, and I was friends with all race and religions, so don't be worried to come talk to me, but like, if anybody wants to discuss something, or you want just somebody to vent to, and know that there's going to be absolutely no prejudice towards you, just a person to hear, and maybe help you out, if there's something that you feel like you want to ask my opinion about, then I'm here, and you're healing me too, that's one thing that I want to kind of get across, is that you guys, meeting you, talking to you, you're like a shoulder to lean on for me, because we all want interactions, we all want to be loved and accepted, you know, and yeah, sure, there's all that spiritual mumbo jumbo about, just accept yourself and you don't need anybody else. Yeah, that's true, and I do love myself, but it's like, I still would like, we're in a human world, right? So there's people around us, so of course we're gonna want to relate to those people. We're gonna want to love those people, right? We're gonna want to be loved by those people. So for me, I've learned that that's like real huge, accepting ourselves and others around us. And the stranger thing is, when I really started accepting other people around me for what they bring to the table, no matter what, all of a sudden I started to become accepted. I met all these cool people on Facebook. I met the Dreamwire team. People started asking me for like life coaching help, and it's like, wow, like, I thought to myself, why the fuck did this happen? Why now? And then what I had heard from my friends and always read really all of a sudden clicked in. It's like I had always read it, but it never clicked. And all of a sudden it clicked in. Well, why now? Because my prejudice of others went away. So now others are not being prejudiced against me. And they're actually accepting me. And they're actually comforted by me. And they're actually seeking me out. And it's a fucking beautiful thing, man. I love it. I really do. I love life-changing things because these past couple years have really been life-changing for me. And it's been a few years of progressive awakening to a happier life, of just acceptance, man, and just the flow of things and appreciation and thankfulness for everybody around me and you guys and kindness, generosity, and we we have to be careful. Let me try to fit one thing, a subject that a woman tried to say or told me I should speak of. You know, we get trapped in all these mind states. You know, we're born with prejudices. You know, a lot of us are born into racist families, or born into, you know, families where they're religiously overbearing, and we stick with those. We stick with those perceptions of life, and without even knowing the breakdown of our own psyche and our own spirituality and our own happiness, we just go through life and we just robotically continue the same progressive state that we had been born into. And we really have to look, how do you break these ties? How do you break your prejudices? How do you break if you're sexist, you don't have respect for the opposite sex? Or how do you break your prejudices towards other religions, or even towards God or yourself? Well, you have to, it's all happiness. It's all suffering, like the Buddha would say. You have to think to yourself, how am I feeling right now? Am I happy? Am I sad? Am I questionable? Am I fulfilled? Am I providing for my dreams? Am I helping others? Or am I hindering others? And this will lead you to your answer. Because when you look inside and ask yourself questions, that's when the true answer comes. And then you can gradually start to break down those perceptions that have really broken a lot of pieces of you and the relationships around you. So the first thing is to accept that you have a problem, like the 12-step program or like AA. Accept that you have a problem and that you're the cause of a lot of the issues around you. And then try to break the issues down and try to change them within yourself to see a real change around you. I feel good. I don't know what else to say. Thank you. And yeah, message me, email me, subscribe on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or WordPress, trevoramartin.wordpress.com, and find me everywhere. Talk to me, message me, ask me questions, open a conversation. If you need anything, contact me. I'll give you what I have and what I could offer you. I'm always here for people. I'm always here to talk. I'm always here for anything, really, really. And if I could help and I have the knowledge, I would love to share it. And I would love to hear from you too. You know, if you have input on this, and ways you think, you know, I could change my life, or videos I can make, or anything, just let me know. And keep in touch, man. I'm always here. If I'm not there, I'm always around.
This one's for fallen homies, this one's for fallen friends, this one's for fallen family. I'll say it again, I'm happy to have met you, happy we were cool, happy that we partied, happy that we went to school, happy that I know the girls you have relations with, happy that I drove the whip that you were gonna get, happy that you showed me lots of dope rap. I'm talking ICP, I'm talking about